What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Woody RC. Today is a good day. It's always a good day when we get a new crawler, isn't it? But today we got the Redcat International Scout 2. This is the 1/18 scale, based off the Ascent 18 chassis. As you can see here, just like the Ascent 18, we got high clearance portal axles, ball bearings throughout. That's the price. Minus my gift card, $50 that I got from work. So this cost me just over 100 bucks. We got the same battery here, the 750 milliamp. So I have an extra battery already for that. So I have two batteries. Got a 4 kilogram middle gear micro servo, which is a great servo for an RTR. And we got a clipless body mount. And this is all that's included here. The 1/18 scale brush rock crawler, 2.4 radio, the 2S LiPo, and the battery charger. And it says required 4 AA batteries. All right, let's see what color we got. All right, you guys are seeing it for the first time, as I am. I know what color it is. I walked out with this. It was the last one they had at my local hobby shop, Friendly Hobbies. And they had the color I wanted, and it was the last one available. I mean, all colors are nice, the green and the orange. But we got the blue one here. Let's pull it out. All right. Set this box down here. That's what we got so far. Woo, ain't this thing a beauty? Wow. I am a fan of the old school 4x4s, the old Broncos and this old Scout. Looks like we got the radio tucked in here. These are a nice radio it comes with. Got a nice battery charger. All right, we got it all unclipped there. Throw all these away, and there it is. It's over here. Wow, that is a nice looking Scout. Looks like my neighbor Scout when I was a kid. He had a white one, but it was this version here, the Scout 2. And these tires, the foams do feel a little firm, but the compound of the tire is really nice and got a soft feel to it. I'm going to take out and run it as is, but not exactly as is. I'm going to do a little free mod here before I take it out on the trail, because from here you can see it sits a little high. I'd like it, the vehicle sit right about there like that. Just like the Ascent 18, it's got a little deal here in the bottom that connects the rear end to the vehicle, and it will swing on the front. Like so. And we got your lights, which is nice, that are connected right here. Let me go ahead and unconnect that. There we go. And there she is, the chassis. One thing I liked about my Redcat Ascent 18 were how smooth the shocks are. They're a really nice shock. I will move these shocks here, the front and rear shocks, inward, and that's going to lower the vehicle, give it a better look. It'll make it a little bit more stable, and it'll give it a little bit more flex also. So let's go ahead and do that now. Before I lower it, I want to do a size comparison, because this thing looks like it's got a pretty nice approach angle. It sits pretty high like this here. And you see how it looks compared to my TRX 4Ms. Okay, here it is next to my Ascent 18, which has been lowered also by moving the shocks inward. You can see there the bumper does sit a little bit higher. It's got a great approach angle, but the Ascent is, more suited for comp crawling. As you can see there, the bumper is really pushed in. The wheelbase is exactly the same, but look how much longer the Scout is. The chassis is longer to accommodate the larger body. You've got the width there is exactly the same. There it is, to straighten it out there. Look like it might be just a tad wider, maybe on the Scout. There we are from the front. Overall, a nice job that Redcat did, you know, on this International Scout 2 body. It looks beautiful. I actually like the wheels on there. Tires look great. They look a little bit thinner than the tires that came with the Ascent 18. And there it is, next to my TRX 4M that wears an Endura Jeep Cherokee body. But that's how it looks there in comparison. I'm not biased towards any brand. I buy whatever I like, what looks good to me at the time it comes out. And I don't always make the purchase right away. Sometimes I wait a month and see if I still want it. And if I do, I'll grab it. But certain, you know, crawlers that come out, I just have to have right away, like this one here. You know, if it's an old school body like that, I'm getting it. But there it is. You can see it sits a little bit higher in its stock configuration, the Scout 2, the Redcat over the TRX 4M. There's the wheelbase there. Looks to be the same as the TRX 4M. And I like that the wheels don't stick way out like some of the mini crawlers do. You know, there's some bodies out there I like. I like the FMS LC80, but I'm just not a fan how the tires stick a little bit too far out, you know, for my liking. There it is there. TRX 4M is riding on a 64 millimeter tire. You know, it's an aftermarket Endura tire. Here's the back end view. It's a pretty light vehicle than what I'm used to compared to my TRX 4Ms that are loaded with brass and brass rings inside the wheels. You know, I use these for, you know, to make them as capable as I can. This TRX 4M that I have here, you know, to getting over the rocks. And, you know, the hard body's much heavier than the Lexan body that's on the Redcat also. You can see there the Jeep Cherokee has a much better departure angle, you know, with the shorter rear end of the Cherokee body style compared to an International Scout body. Okay, and here we are next to my TRX 4M High Trail. This has been lowered by removing the bottom shock retainers, so it sits a little bit lower than it normally would. But there's a look of them both there together. See the difference in height? Still, this thing should have a pretty good approach angle, even with the smaller tires on there. I think this is a 60 millimeter tire, I would assume, on the Redcat Scout. This is riding on a 64 millimeter tire, the High Trail. You can see there, the High Trail has a tad longer wheelbase than the Redcat Scout. Here we are from the front. I know I keep saying this, but man, what a nice looking vehicle Redcat made with this Scout. I love it. Just take a look at what I did there with the shocks. I mounted the front shocks all the way in to the last hole, and the rear shock in, you know, to the second of the last hole. I like that Redcat offers these adjustments for the shocks where a lot of other manufacturers out there just have one fixed position. Just put the body on, see how it looks. All right, guys, well, that's how it sits with the shocks installed inward under shock towers. I think it sits perfect now. Doesn't need to be any lower. It's check the articulation and see where the tire sits now when it's fully articulated. There it is there. That is nice. It sits perfect inside that wheel well now. And it looks like we have a little bit more articulation also, more suspension flex. That is nice. This is going to be a fun little rig on the trail. I do like to trail my little ones, and this is going to be cool out there. Nice. All right, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed this quick unboxing video and size comparison to my other mini crawlers. Thanks for coming by and thanks for watching.